So if you have the slightest resemblance of a childhood, then you probably remember the Robots film.
I'm here!
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. You missed the delivery. But it's okay. Making the baby's the fun part.
This movie had everything a child could want. Robots and fat granny ass. I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not kidding. There was literally a robot built to have a fat ass in this movie. Like, I can't make that up. But if you remember this movie, then there's a slight chance that you remember the Robots game. This game was great. You could beat things with a wrench. You could shoot stuff out of your arm. You could roll around in a ball. If you broke objects, it dropped metal scrap. I mean, if this game were made today, it'd be the perfect competitor to Fortnite. I'm just saying. I don't even remember actually getting gifted the game, but I'm just going to assume during a splurge of last-minute birthday shopping, February 8th, by the way, my mom found this game on some aisle of Walmart and decided, you know what? Cool little Robots game. I'm going to get that for my son. And that's how it ended up into my possession. I actually never even beat this game because I'd always get stuck on this one level where you had to find all the blueprints, and I could never find the last one. It'd always be the same response from that big green fat loser that wouldn't let me pass.
Sorry, but you don't have all the pieces. Take another look around and come back when you found them all.
But playing it again, it's still just as meh as I remember it. I mean, I've played my fair share of video game adaptations of movies, and this definitely isn't the worst game.
Oh, you made me eat!
We'll save that title for another video. The story is pretty much one-to-one with the movie. You play as a robot named Rodney Copperbottom, who chases his dreams of becoming an inventor, just like his idol Big Weld, and moves to the big city. Can we just take a moment to acknowledge the fact that the main character's name is Rodney Copperbottom? Copperbottom. Like, that has to be the worst name you could possibly have in a Robots universe. Like, that's the equivalent of being named Skin Ass. The gameplay works somewhat decently with the storyline. I personally don't remember Rodney beating other robots to death with a wrench, but I mean, I could be mistaken. Which, hey, isn't the most interesting, but they do spice things up a little bit when you get to the racing part of the game, and you roll around this huge ball just like in the movie. Way too hard for a child to beat. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this level. And while this may seem repetitive, the game keeps it somewhat fresh and new by throwing in little busy work tasks like collecting enough scrap to get a ticket to go to Rivet City. I wouldn't mind the gameplay so much if it weren't for the shitty controls. God damn it, I hate the camera in this game. I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt because I'm playing on keyboard and I don't have a PlayStation 2 to replicate this. But the camera work is just so damn awful. Like, your camera can literally get hit by a bus in this game. It makes no sense. And this always pissed me off as a kid because the majority of the game is spent jumping. Like, how am I supposed to jump if the camera doesn't work? The game's graphics are sort of a step down from the movie, but it's a 2005 PS2 graphic game. I can't blame it. I'll give the game some credit because in one of the beginning levels, you break through this ceiling of glass and just start smashing on all these other robots. I always thought that was really cool. And that was just a cool little action sequence that they included. So props to the devs for that one. The voice acting's pretty good for this game. Keeping the original voice actors from the movie was a great touch on Blue Sky's part. But it can get a little awkward at times when the characters break the fourth wall and start explaining what you're supposed to do in the game.
Glad you made it. Now, let's practice jumping. See these crates? You can reach the tops by jumping. For the really high ones, use your double jump.
In conclusion, I have nothing to say about this game. It is the most meh game I've ever played, and I do not understand why I have so many fond memories of it as a child. I sat here and made a 5-minute video about a game nobody gives a shit or remembers, and here you are watching it. Go get a hobby. I rate this game 4 gold scrap out of 10. Because while this is one of those games that's just kind of there, it's nowhere near the worst game I've ever played.